Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be telling you guys about 10 plus things that I wish Rockstar had done differently in the last DLC, Grand Theft Auto Online Gunrunning. So this isn't in any particular order, and the reason I say 10 plus things is I think I have 10, but it might be a little bit more. This also isn't like in order of most important or least important, and I also want to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Do you like my list? What would you add? What would you take away? But of course, without the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. Okay, we're going to start today with the Mobile Operations Center because I've got 3 things and I all want to compile them into this list. Number 1, why can't we start resupply missions and sale missions at the MOC? It's called a Mobile Operations Center, yet the only laptop we have in the game is that little tiny one in the back of the bunker. Why is there also not a laptop inside the MOC to either change our manufacturing to supplies or manufacturing, or to do a sale, or to basically have the exact same computer we have in the bunker, but in the MOC? That way, every time we want to do a sale or a supply, we don't have to go all the way back to our bunker. That would have made the Mobile Operations Center way more valuable in my opinion, so I wish that that was a thing. I would have been fine with it even if it was an upgrade, like you had to have a special room in order to do that. That would have been way worth it just from a convenience standpoint. So that's the first thing with the MOC. The second thing with the MOC is that it needs to have insurance. Why the Mobile Operations Center doesn't get insurance, yet other vehicles like the Oppressor and the APC do, to me that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There needs to be more, because when you're driving around the MOC with other people, it's like a sticky bomb magnet. I mean, it's so big, people just want to throw stuff at it, so it gets blown up pretty easily. Also, on the inside, for whatever reason, we have 2 closets. Why couldn't Rockstar have used one of the closet spaces for something else? Maybe like a computer to do our resupply and sell missions on. I thought that was kind of weird. I noticed that like as I was kind of recording this video for the first time. We have 2 sides of the closet. Why do we need that? I feel like that could have been used for something way better or more efficient. All right, up next, research times. So I think the research times for the gun running stuff to unlock everything is such a bummer, and it is a huge money grab by Rockstar. That research timer goes by so slow, but if you want it instantly, it's $250,000. Like, are you kidding me? That's the biggest shark card grab ever. And I really hope that this is not something they do going forward. We already know this is going to be something they're going to introduce for the Insurgent pickup custom and the technical custom, is we're gonna have to research items for that. It's crazy. Like, you research an item and then you still have to buy it. That's another thing that I could add to this list. Once you research something, you then still have to pay full price for it. I feel like if you research something, it should be free in order to put that on your vehicle or your weapon. So I think that this is a little backwards and a little wacky. Number 1, with the pricing, but also number 2, how long it takes for you to do it as well. It's almost like you're being punished if you don't take the expensive route of fast tracking it, which to me should not be the case. It should be more of an inconvenience, not something that takes you 6 to 8 hours to unlock one weapon camo. And imagine if you had to do that for all 30 or 40 or 50 items, however many total research items there are. So that system to me needs to be completely revamped. Moving on, and up next, the weird drip feed cars. So there's 3 vehicles in particular that I don't understand why Rockstar made drip feed cars. Number 1 is the Night Shark. So the reason I say that is because we literally use that in a Mobile Operations Center mission. Why is it locked when we go in free mode? That seems a little bit odd to me. I know it will eventually be available, but the only way we can use it right now is in a Mobile Operations Center mission. That seems a bit odd, so I'm not sure why they chose this vehicle as a drip feed one. And same with the Insurgent custom and the Technical custom. We use those in resupply missions and sell missions. So why are they still locked as drip feed ones? I think it would make more sense that you have to use them in a mission once and then you unlock them in free mode. To me, that makes a whole lot more sense. And it just eliminates unnecessary drip feed vehicles, which is what I think those 3 ultimately are. Moving on, insurance on things like the Oppressor, the APC, the Weaponized Tampa. It's such a backwards system. Each one of those vehicles, if you destroy them, it costs $20,000. So what's the logic in that? Someone could be on an Oppressor bike and they're allowed to kill you and they have no cost, But if you decide to fight them back and you blow up the bike, oh, it's $20,000 down the drain. That does not make sense to me. If a vehicle is weaponized, to me, it shouldn't have insurance on there, or it should have a very minimum, like $1,000, something that doesn't punish the player, 20x times what I think it should be, because what's the incentive to fight back? It honestly makes sense to either just go in passive mode or run away, because if you fight back, the best case scenario is you kill them and you lose 20 grand. So I don't understand why Rockstar have set the insurance on these new weaponized vehicles the way they have. To me, it just seems a little backwards. Moving on, this is a big one for me, not being able to do the things in private lobbies. So this applies to the gun running stuff. It also applies to some of the other DLCs. Why do we have to be in public lobbies to do the bunker resupplies and sells and to access our computer? There's so many issues, not only with public lobbies in terms of hackers and modders, but just griefers in general. The game promotes people to destroy other players' content for such a minimal reward, like $5,000. I mean, you could lose over $1 million just because one person decides it's in their best interest to get in a Hydra or a Buzzard and blow you up for $5 grand. I mean, that does not make sense to me. I know Rockstar wants to promote risk and reward, but honestly, it's so stupid when it is incredibly hard to protect your, your cargo, your goods, and it's so easy for someone to blow it up. So I wish that that's something that they would work on, but it's been 4 DLCs, so I highly doubt they're ever going to change that. And I don't expect anything in this list that I'm rattling off right now, Rockstar, to change. These are just some of the big 10 items that I think need to be changed. All right, kind of on the subject of private lobbies and the bunker businesses itself, it is really hard to do solo. Rockstar have almost forced you to participate with other players in order to get this done. And I don't know if that was their objective out of the box, but they have made this so difficult to do, especially the gun running bunker stuff, as a solo player. And I know there's a lot of lone wolves that like that strategy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just think that Rockstar has made it way too difficult in order to do it. Like, for example, one of the sell missions or supply missions that I got, it only gave me 15 minutes to go from the bunker, which was located all the way up in Sandy Shores, and I had to go to like 5 random spots in the city. And NPCs come and attack you, and when you're by yourself and you're in the dune buggy, it's impossible to do because you don't have anyone to man the minigun. What are you going to do? Get out and operate it yourself? So I think they've made it very difficult to do solo, which is a little bit unfortunate because I like doing some of this stuff solo as well, so I get the appeal. I just wish it wasn't so difficult that you felt like you needed a massive army of teammates all around you just in order to do a successful resupply or sell mission. All right, moving on, bunker raids. The bunker raids are devastating. So I think they occur when you have over 50% stock. And what happens is if you don't participate in the raid, you lose everything. Bunker raids should not be all or nothing. In my opinion, they should be an inconvenience, so that if you want to stop what you're doing, you can, because when a raid happens, there's no getting around it. You have to drop whatever you're doing and go and focus on that. I don't think it should be all or nothing. I think it should be maybe 10 or 15% of your stock. So if you really don't care or you're doing something important, at a minimum you're only going to lose 10 to 15%. But if you have the time, it would be worth it to save that amount. But losing all on the raids is such a bummer. And the fact that they happen so frequently, it's like, Rockstar, we get it. We have stuff in our bunker. We don't need to be reminded with raids. And even if you do the security upgrade, you don't even prevent the raids. I think that should be the case. If you do the security upgrade, raids either don't happen or they only take 10 to 15%. But having it be an all or nothing style, and in my opinion, that isn't fair to the player that just wants to casually do the bunker stuff and doesn't want to have to be on top of it every single second. All right, the next 2 things we're going to talk about are specific upgrades. The first of which is the proximity mines. So the number 1 thing with the proximity mines is they don't go away. No matter where the player is on the map, it doesn't go away. So they can just drop proximity mines anywhere randomly in the city or, on a certain road. And as long as they don't die and they haven't dropped any more, it's going to be activated. This happened to me the other day. I was just randomly driving around and all of a sudden, boom, I'm dead. And apparently it was a proximity mine that some guy had dropped like 15 minutes ago. and he was like AFK at the top of the map, not even doing anything. And I was like, how the heck did that guy just kill me? So that is one thing I wish was maybe nerfed a little bit. I feel like Rockstar with proximity stuff have never balanced that all that well. So that would be one thing that I wish they would work on a little bit, is the proxy mines. And then number 2, the explosive sniper rifle rounds. You guys know that this is a one-shot, one-kill on pretty much everything, whether it's a buzzard or a car or a player. It's literally just a massive explosive fireball. Boom, they're dead. I think at a minimum, helicopters should get a little bit of protection, especially because there isn't real bullet physics in game. When you fire at something, it hits it instantaneously. So a sniper round from distance doesn't have to travel. You don't have to worry about bullet drop. So that's something I wish they would address, as the explosive sniper rifle rounds in general seem to be, by the community, one of the most overpowered things they've added with this update. And finally, last but not least, this is a big pet peeve for me that I kind of mentioned with the Independence Day update, but it's having to buy things twice. So for example, if you have an APC and you upgrade the different weapon systems, so you get the SAM system on the top, if you buy it and you want to switch back to the other one, you have to buy it again. It's like, what the heck? Do we throw that one away? Why aren't we saving that item? So having to buy things twice to me is a real bummer. This happens with a bunch of things from Gunrunning. Like when you want to upgrade your MOC, you have to pay full price if you want to switch from the Phantom or the Hauler. Like, why aren't we just imaginary storing the other one? Where does it go, and why do we have to buy the other one again? So buying things twice is such a pain, and it really does prevent people from being creative and upgrading and playing around with the new content that they want to enjoy. So that's something that I wish Rockstar would address, as well as everything else that I've mentioned in this video. But that is 10 roughly plus or minus things that I'd love to see Rockstar fix or change within the last DLC, Grand Theft Auto Online Gunrunning. What did you think of my list? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? What would you add? What would you take away? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in either the comment section down below or on Twitter. I'll have a link to that in the description. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.